We're here today to educate and inform you about what to look for in a shuffleboard playing surface and what is not butcher block. First, we'd like to show you a board. This is the board. This is what we call the face. This is what a carpenter calls the edge. This is the end. Actually, in the old days, true butcher block was using the end because that's what the butcher would cut the meat on. But today, it's commonly considered edge glue. If you notice, this board on the face is not very strong. On the edge, it's very strong. We have some boards we've put together here, and we have two boards for demonstration purposes. And what we've done is we're trying to show you this is edge glue. This would be 1.5 inch thick edge glue boards where the boards are glued together in random patterns. This would be 3 inches thick because we've used 3-inch thick wide boards. Now, this board over here, this board's actually edge glue. It's actually tongue and groove, but the board's 3 inches wide, it's running up and down, it's glued on its edge. This board over here is a pattern of boards. You have some boards we put here for demonstration purposes. You have a layer of boards on the bottom running vertical. You have a layer of boards in the middle running horizontal, and you have another layer of boards on top that's running vertical again. This is random wood glued together, 3 layers of wood glued together to form a 3-inch thick board. From the top, it has the appearance of butcher block, but it's not true butcher block. This table here is actually edge glue, true butcher block. Now, when we talk about the joints of putting together an edge glue butcher block, you have 2 different types of wood joints. This is a face joint where the wood is smooth on each side and it's glued together in a smooth pattern. This is a more expensive joint. It's called tongue and groove, where there's a groove put in one side, a tongue in another side. We lose about 20% wood yield because we started off with a thicker board before we did this tongue and groove, but this is a 20% stronger wood joint. Now, what you want to look for in any shuffleboard table, the most important thing is edge glue, not face glue, random pattern 3 inches thick. And what you might ask yourself is, there are many manufacturers or distributors that represent this as butcher block on the internet. They also will represent it as maple. You might ask yourself, if they're representing this as butcher block and it's random wood glued together, and they call it maple, is it truly maple? That's very hard to tell unless you're a woodworker, but when you look at these two boards side by side, you can see how this has a yellow cast. This is much more white. This is true maple. This is actually China birch. There is some good birches. We do use some good birches on some tables. There's a Russian Baltic birch that's a little wider and much harder than the China birch, but for the most part, your best shuffleboards are made out of true maple, and the most important thing is that your board is made edge glued, not face glued. Thank you for viewing this video on butcher block shuffleboard surface construction.